Recording.
Okay, calling the September 29th, 2025 Parks and Recreation Commission meeting to order at 5:32 p.m. Can we do a roll call, please?
Okay, commissioners, when I call your name, please indicate that you are present. Chair Moralia,
Present.
Vice Chair Nagaya is excused. Commissioner Admeyer,
Present.
Commissioner Davis,
Present.
Commissioner Diaz,
Present.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Present.
Commissioner Fine,
Present.
Commissioner Finland,
Present.
Commissioner Phillips is excused, and Commissioner Roddy.
Here.
We have a quorum.
The agenda was posted on September 24th. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from the July meeting? Any changes to the minutes? If not, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes as submitted.
Second. You?
A roll call vote on that. Chair Moralia.
Good.
Commissioner Admeyer,
Agree.
Commissioner Davis,
Approved.
Commissioner Diaz,
Approved.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Approved.
Commissioner Fine,
Approved.
Commissioner Finland,
Approved.
Commissioner Roddy.
Approved.
Motion approved.
Time for public comment. This time has been set aside for members of the public to address the Parks and Recreation Commission on agenda items and items of general interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the commission. Although the commission values your comments pursuant to the Brown Act, it generally cannot take any action on items not listed on the posted agenda. 3 minutes are assigned for each speaker. Do we have anyone live who wants to speak? Do we have anyone on Zoom?
We do. Olenka Villarreal, you have 3 minutes. Can you hear us?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, commissioners. My name is Olenka Villarreal. I'm the founder of the Magical Bridge Foundation, a nonprofit based in Palo Alto, California, and we create innovative multi-generational playgrounds, parks, and companion programs to bring community together. And what started over 10 years ago has grown into a real global movement. And our playgrounds now serve thousands of families around California and around the world. And with the Desert Highland Park project under discussion this evening, it may indeed be the right time to very briefly introduce why many of your families have actually reached out to us asking to bring a different kind of solution to the typical sort of children's playgrounds with the fancy tube slides and towers. You see, most playgrounds, even those that meet ADA standards, really unintentionally leave many people out. Children and adults with physical disabilities or sensory sensitivities, autism, and so on, do find themselves sort of watching from the sidelines. Parents and grandparents and caregivers may also be excluded because of design limitations. And then, of course, with today's loneliness epidemic, our communities really do need more places to connect. And Magical Bridge was created to change exactly that. So our playgrounds are thoughtfully designed with innovative equipment, retreat spaces that are inviting for everyone, toddlers to teens, older adults, younger adults, those with and without disabilities. In fact, they're not just playgrounds, of course, they're more community hubs. So imagine this in Palm Springs, a world-class destination that reflects your city's deep commitment to diversity and art and inclusion, a place where residents already gather and visitors are drawn in. Just as Palm Springs has long been a leader in culture and design, you have an opportunity to lead in reimagining what does play really look like and shine a bright light on your innovative spirit. So Palm Springs is already considered a destination where you can truly be yourself, and bringing Magical Bridge to highlight your inclusive and liberated spirit couldn't be more magically aligned with why we do what we do. So we welcome launching conversations to bring a Magical Bridge to Palm Springs where you can really be yourself and have a play day no matter your age or your ability, because at Magical Bridge, inclusion means everyone. So just saying hello this evening. We're at your service and we thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you.
If there are any more members on Zoom, please use the raise hand feature to indicate that you would like to speak.
Nope.
No more members on Zoom.
Okay. Director's report.
All right. Good evening, Parks and Recreation Commissioners. It's been a month or so since we've met, so excited to be back. I want to give you some brief update of some items that we've been up to since our last commission meeting. First, we'll start off with some city council agendized items that have recently been approved by the councils. These items are items that have that deal with the Parks and Recreation Department. So a couple of things that happened at the September 10th city council meeting is there was an agendized item to start a recruitment for the unscheduled vacancy for our Parks and Recreation Commissioner. This is for Commissioner Shands and his recent passing. So there's been a motion to go ahead and approve and start recruitment to backfill that role. Second is an approval of a loan of Measure J funds. This is for $250,000 for public art installations in city parks, which you all have heard previously about some of those installations that are going on. And then, like you all approved at the last Parks and Recreation Commission meeting, this is a relocation of the Impossible Lawn Chair to the downtown park and intersecting cubes over to Sunrise Park. At the September 25th City Council meeting, we approved an amendment. This is amendment number 3 to a contract services agreement. This is for Upbeat Parade Productions, LLC. They handle the parade management and services for the Palm Springs Veterans Day and the Palm Springs Festival of Lights Parade. So we've increased the contract allotted amount and expanded that for another 2 years to allow us to continue with those services. And then the other item was the public hearing and introduction of the adoption and increase to the established user and regulatory fees for various city regulatory activities, programs, and services. So this is regarding all of our fee schedule related to our programs, our activities, our rentals, and everything that we do within the department. The city council moved forward on passing that, so that'll come back as an additional item to the council, and we're probably looking at an increase of our fees sometime in December, early next year. So we'll have more kind of in-depth update of what those kind of fees look like and a restructuring of the fee program for us at a future meeting. We want to welcome a new team member to the team. Pictured here, this is Lawrence Henderson. She's our new lifeguard over at the swim center. Lauren brings extensive customer service experience to the team. She has worked for several companies helping customers with their electronic tech needs and was also a property manager for 8 years. She is a member of the U.S. Navy Reserve and holds a degree in biology from Citrus College in Glendora. And we're really just excited to have her as part of our swim center team over at the swim center. So other items that we've been up to since our last meeting, at Duluth Community Center, we hosted Hispanic Heritage Night. This was on Wednesday, September 17th. That was a paint night in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. The event brought together community members and participants from UCPI for an evening filled with creativity, delicious food, and joyful laughter. It was a vibrant night of connection and cultural appreciation, highlighting the spirit of unity within our community. On August 30th, we had our Glow Party event at the Palm Springs Swim Center. This was an opportunity to have the community come out and celebrate the end of summer with a free glow-in-the-dark pool party. We had free arts and crafts, snacks, and swimming that were enjoyed by many participants that came out for this event. On September 5th, as part of our First Friday series at the James O. Jesse Desert Highland Unity Center, we had a softball game with the Fire Foundation. We had free food, drinks, and fun in celebrating this game and this lovely event. The Desert Highland Unity Center and the Fire Foundation hosted this softball game for the community to enjoy as part of that First Friday series. On September 17th, the Human Resources Department honored staff who reached their milestone years with the City of Palm Springs. So congratulations to our Parks and Recreation milestone employees. We have Antonio Suarez Alvarez, who celebrated 5 years with the city. Brian Jackson, 5 years with the city. Riley Bates, 10 years with the city. Kristen Paquette, who's on our special events team for 20 years, and Jessica Gallagher, who celebrated 30 years with the city. She's in our Pee Wee Rec program. So congratulations to those several employees for their milestones. Facility update at the swim center. If you haven't already heard, we are super excited. We've expanded our hours over at the swim center. So we are now open Monday through Thursday until 7 p.m. And then Friday through Sunday, regular hours. We have added a scheduled maintenance closure on Tuesdays from 8 to 10, This allows us to have our park maintenance team get into the facility, making sure that the pool pump and everything else is cleaned and ready for our users to enjoy. But other than that, we are really excited to expand our hours there. The community is really excited about this, and we are looking to introduce some new programming, which will come soon in the next few months or so. Pickleball, if you haven't already heard, our long-awaited Demuth Park Pickleball expansion project is now officially underway. Demuth pickleball courts are officially closed for this construction period, but we have several alternatives for our community members to still enjoy pickleball as part of our Parks and Recreation system. We have indoor courts available at Demuth and at JOJ, and then we did also recently open the temporary courts at the College of the Desert's temporary satellite campus that are open for our pickleball users to enjoy there. So we're really excited to embark on this project and look forward to the new courts once they're finally built. So if you also didn't hear, our department also participated in the Coachella Valley annual lip sync battle.
Love the blonde in the front.
Definitely out of my comfort zone for this one, but it was a night full of fun music, and our team brought the smiles to the stage with our Do Re Mi performance from the classical music movie The Sound of Music. So we're really excited. Although we did not win, it was really great opportunity for our team to get together and have some team bonding with that. Some upcoming special events for you all to be aware of and to save the dates. On October 17th, we have our movie night in Sunrise Park where we will be showing Beetlejuice. So grab your lawn chairs, blankets, and popcorn for this free movie in the park. That will be happening on October 17th at around 7 p.m. At the Swim Center, we'll have our floating pumpkin patch that will be held on Saturday, October 18th from 1 to 3 p.m. Our community members can experience a pumpkin patch the Palm Springs way. So make a splash and claim your pumpkin at this floating pumpkin patch event on the 18th. We'll have arts and crafts, swimming, photo opportunities, and this is a free event for everybody to enjoy. Our annual Festival of Frights event will occur on Saturday, October 25th in Sunrise Park. This year's theme is Haunted Carnival. We will have trick-or-treating stations, arts and crafts, photo opportunities, free games, and snack stations all throughout the park, and that'll be held on the 25th of October from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. As part of Village Fest, we'll have our annual Village Fest Halloween event on October 30th. Join us for this year's theme, which is a scary good time at the Haunted Circus. This event will also have a costume contest, a pumpkin patch, monster movies, our haunted bus, and most importantly, more trick-or-treating for the community to enjoy as part of this event. So we encourage everybody to get there early for Village Fest before candy runs out. And then on October 31st, we have our annual Halloween Carnival at the James and Jesse Desert Highland Unity Center. Avoid driving around the community and just spend your Halloween night with us at JOJ. At this event, we'll have our carnival games, haunted house, costume contest, free candy. This is $1 to enter with or free with your annual membership, and we are accepting candy donations for this event. So if you know anybody that wishes to donate candy, please let us know. And I'll turn it over to John, our project manager, to share some updates on some citywide projects that we have going on.
Hey everyone, great. So the temporary pickleball courts are now open. If you haven't been by, go by. They came out fantastic. Our parks maintenance team is conducting ongoing maintenance. They've also installed some bleachers today, and there'll be a few little things coming in as we transition out of the Demuth courts. The courts open to the public as of Wednesday, September 10th, and we've been seeing a pretty steady increase in attendance. The Demuth pickleball court expansion project had a groundbreaking last week. Thursday, September 25th. Construction fencing mobilization is expected to commence today. I didn't make it over there to see if they started today. I know they're bringing in project trailers and other things like that as well. Project completion targeted date of sometime in May of 2026. There was a library groundbreaking. I know a few of you were able to make that as well on Thursday, September 18th. Construction fencing and mobilization to commence today, September 29th. If anyone's been out there, you see all the little white flags around. That's the fence line where that's going to be. The Ruth Hardy Park playground replacements. So if you look, there's some of the pictures there, demolition, some of the structure going up. That one on the right was just taken this afternoon. So It's hard to tell how big that is, but that thing is massive. It's huge. I had our parks maintenance manager stand next to it. He's like 6'2" and it dwarfs it. So the crews commenced work on the site beginning September 2nd. Demolition was complete as of the 12th. The layout and the footing work commenced on the 15th. Posts and structures and installation are underway as of the 22nd. So we're making really good headway.
What's the target date of completion?
Right now it's December 23rd. So yeah, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll see. Some public art in the parks. The Artscapes in the Park Beautiful Shade received funding for the pad construction and installation at December 10th City Council meeting. There'll be more details and timelines to follow on those. The Pride Monument at Francis Stevens Park. Pad construction is complete there. Target delivery is actually updated. They expect that to be on the truck on Monday, and we're expecting to see that in the park somewhere between the 8th and the 12th. And then the AIDS Memorial in Downtown Park, the plans are currently in review with the city. We'll work on a few engineering aspects, and then just coordinating with the artist team on the installation details and time frame there. A few of the other things we're working on: the Cerritos Field Swim Center, the David H. Reddy Dog Park, the Youth Community Center, Maintenance Yard, and Ruth Hardy Park Tennis Courts, fencing assessments with our on-call contractors. We're waiting some proposals back on that, but trying to get some much needed attention to those old fences. The Palm Springs Stadium, we're working for procuring a new sign, so we're working on getting a PO out for that this week. Gonna be one, I believe it's one big panel sign that's gonna be going up there. So look for that here in the next couple months. And then some of the Measure J projects that we're working on, the Barista Park feasibility study, Palm Springs Stadium improvements, the Togwoods Creek Trail master plan, and the Ruth Hardy Park fitness area.
Commissioners. I have a couple to speak to here. So the Downtown Park splash pad, most of the mechanical work has been completed. We are waiting on a long lead time item, which is a pump that should be in at some point closer to the end of October. This is kind of the last piece of the puzzle. Coordinating with Nick and John on some of the programming for lights and water show for when we do actually launch this. But while the pictures may not seem that fun, the work is very clean, and I wanted to present it because I think that I think they're doing a really great job. The Victoria Park restroom replacement, we are working to take this to council either in October or November just to have them approve the moving of the restroom. So this is based off of the Demuth restroom plans, but there are some small changes that our procurement department wanted us to take to council before we moved forward with bidding it.
We will move to.
I might go back. So the plan is to move it. Actually, it might be easier if I just stand up here. Here's your existing restroom.
Mhm.
To move it here and to change the orientation, so the entrances are actually facing the playground, the volleyball courts, and then the picnic areas. So opens it up for more sort of passive supervision of children, families that are there. So. And then HVAC improvements at Leisure Center and Pavilion. This is one of those items that kind of just has been happening behind the scenes, but we have been working to do some deep cleaning, some replacement of long overdue components, compressors, things like that, just to improve the resiliency of the HVAC in both of those centers. I think that's all I got. Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron and John, for those project updates. Just some other highlights from our park maintenance team for everybody to be aware of. So our park maintenance team has been really hard at work in keeping up with the ongoing maintenance in our parks and all the different requests that they received throughout the park system. Here is just a few items that they have been up to. On the far left, some playground cleanup over at Sunrise Park. helping to clean out the fountain area in the downtown park. This is to help start with the whole construction project over at the splash pad there. This is ball field prep over at Desert Highland Park. While we still have a lot more to do in that area, but we're kind of prepping it for that first Friday Eve that they did there earlier this month, and then restaking and trimming of trees over in Desert Highland Park. Some other items are they were a big help in helping to prep all of the temporary pickleball courts over at the College of the Desert Satellite Campus, pressure washing all of our park restrooms, making sure they're clean and great for our users to utilize. They lowered and leveled sand in Victoria Park. We had this issue where there was a grade in one area of the park that kind of peaked over into nearby residents' households, so they helped lower that and level that out a little bit. So that our resident in that area was very happy about that. And then refinishing some benches over in the wellness park. So we're really excited to have this team as part of our department. And as you all probably have seen or heard, it is overseeding time. So our annual overseeding project all throughout the park system is officially underway. Overseeding helps keeps our fields and open spaces healthy, vibrant, green, and everything really well for our users to utilize. And so during this time, some areas are temporarily closed to allow the UC to establish. And we appreciate the patience of all of our users that utilize our parks as we prep for this to be completed and prepare them for a much busy season come winter when they're ready to go. So we've posted this all throughout social media. This is on Engage Palm Springs. We've sent out tons of information about this to let our users know. But if you all get any requests for information that why our parks are kind of looking brown and a little sad right now, it's because we're in overseeding schedule. So that's just something to be mindful of. And that concludes my director's report, unless anybody has any questions for me. We're going back and forth. All right.
Okay. Oh, nice. I like it. So, as many of you know, our former commissioner, Johnny Coladinato, served for 10 years on the commission, and the Parks and Rec department wants to say thank you. So,
Great. So, Johnny, if you want to just stand and come up closer, we just wanted to take an opportunity to honor and celebrate Commissioner Johnny Coladinato for his 10 years of dedicated service on the Parks and Recreation Commission. So, throughout his decade of commitment, Johnny has been a true advocate for our community, bringing passion, insight, and a genuine love for parks, recreation, and the people they serve. His thoughtful guidance, steady leadership, and willingness to listen have helped shape countless projects and programs that will continue to benefit our residents and visitors for years to come. Johnny's legacy is not only found in the facilities, fields, and programs he supported, but in the spirit of collaboration and care he brought to every conversation. His presence on the commission has left an indelible mark, and his contributions have helped strengthen the very heart of our community. With deep gratitude, we thank Johnny for his decade of service and extend our warmest appreciation for the positive impact he has made. His dedication will continue to inspire us as we carry forward the mission of Parks and Recreation. So we have this plaque to thank you for your and recognize you for your tenure.
I believe we got a couple of pictures.
Congratulations. Yeah, of course.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
That goes on my desk.
Congrats.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, you guys. You guys are all good people. Can't wait for the pickleball situation. We started that a long time ago. Yeah, we started that a long time ago. We went through some brain damage with that. And the dog park. So hopefully we can get all this going. If I can help you in any way, reach out. I'm pretty easy to get hold of, I think. But thank you.
You'll be back.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Thank you. That's very nice of the city.
Take a donut, please.
No. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I was too excited. Oh, thank you. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Johnny. Thank you. Thank you, stranger.
No, I won't.
Okay, so now we have a presentation about the temporary art installation near the downtown parks.
No more microphones?
It all
More
fix it up.
microphones.
Yeah, pretty great.
Fancy.
I am not here to chair the Public Arts Commission. I am here as president of Palm Springs Sister Cities Board of Directors. But there's a lot of crossover with this assignment. We had a delegation went to San Miguel in June. And it was the mayor, city manager, Councilmember Bernstein, Councilmember Garner, and we took some hotels and restaurants with us as well. And the second day we were there, the mayor of San Miguel hosted Scott Stiles, Rhonda Hart, Jeffrey Bernstein, and myself at their official palace that they have. And what was interesting about this palace is it was the building where Mexico formulated, strategized, and then eventually signed their agreement on removal from the crown. So it was the Independence building there. And the mayor took us around his ceremonial office. And unfortunately for Mr. Stiles, Mr. Hart said he has a ceremonial office. And our mayor should have a ceremonial office. But it was amazing. Anyway, the mayor was very, very happy with their sister city relationship, which John used to be a part of. And he started talking about how he wanted to do two things with us at the meeting. One was he felt that based on what's happening nationally in the United States and the tensions with Mexico, he wanted to reinforce the relationship between our two cities. So he said, everything we need to do needs to say Palm Springs and San Miguel, Palm Springs and San Miguel, because he felt it's important to let people know that the cities are not representative of the federal government. And then the other thing he said was that they want to, they have an art exhibit that they were touring globally, and they want to bring to Palm Springs. And it was in Madrid, it was in Houston, and I believe it was in Santa Fe. It's currently Santa Fe, but it's coming to Palm Springs. And so in the meeting, when he said, I want to do this in June, city manager said, yes, that sounds wonderful. Mayor said, that sounds wonderful. And I'm like, oh my God. Because they wanted to come in September. And they wanted to be there Labor Day. And I said, it's not happening. Pick another month. And then they finally sent the flowers, which you'll be seeing here with this thing I sent to Riley. And they want it to happen, and it's happening, and it will be installed on October 7th. Now, Nick was involved in some of the emails going back and forth. And apparently, some background information on this, they originally reached out to Adam from the museum back in January. And Adam said, this would look amazing along the museum way. We should do this on the museum way. I did not know that when they sent it to me. I said, this would look amazing along the museum way. And then they said, that's what your former head of the museum said. Great, we have that covered. And so then we had a meeting with Teresa, on and on and on and on. And I said, museum way. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. And so this is going in museum way. It's not going in the downtown park. It will not be encroaching on the sidewalks in any way. And what's interesting about this is really the first time that we've done an installation post-Maryland. And everybody in City Hall, they were like, we need to do this. We need to do more of these. And originally it was supposed to be a month. It's supposed to go up October 1st. It's not. And then they went to run the month until October 31st. And then they came back and said, well, can it run longer? Can it run for 2 more weeks? Because we're paying a lot to get it there. So Mr. Brickley and I were like, is anything else happening? Ice Cream Social, they can coexist, no problem. And then the concern was Pride. Pride is happening in that time period. Reached out to the head of Pride at the time, was Rhonda Hart, and he said, nope, we're not going up there, but I would love that to be up during Pride. And if it's the second week of November as well, it's going to be up during the International Gay Lesbian Travel Association event, which will be sitting or the convention center. So this will be up there as well. And again, this is again, when you see this, this is a great testament to what our city is doing right now. On top of that, week after we were in San Miguel, they were voted the #1 city in the world for the 3rd year in a row by Travel and Leisure magazine. So the fact that the #1 city in the world wants to partner with Palm Springs is great testament to what we're doing. Okay. So do you want to push ahead, or who pushes ahead? So their campaign is the idea of bringing the world through art, and we are strong with art. And I think you can just skip ahead until this one. Oh, go back to one. Yeah, that one. This is the artist. His name is Daniel Valero, and what he does is he works with wicker and bright colored wicker. Let's skip ahead. And then the next one is, so what he's doing are these massive wicker flowers. And some of them are standing on the ground. And sorry, there's 36 flowers in the air. Some are suspended, some are on the ground. Go to the next one. So you can see they're big and oversized, so they're going to be really great. Next one, this was in Madrid, and they were hanging and they were on the ground and everything. So the team is working with installers that we've used previously in the city, Signature Sculpture. They've done a lot of sculpture on public art installation, and it's going to be like that. So this would be in probably a third of Museum Way. It won't be the entire stretch because they really want it condensed so you feel like you're surrounded by these flowers. That's it. And there will be some overhead. They've already got clearance from the city to string wire, as long as they're not low enough to cut somebody's head off walking.
Like some of those places that have the upside down.
Yeah, there will be some up above, and they may do some support system. They're figuring it all out.
Are they all multicolored or are they all like this?
They're all red and pink.
Oh.
Yeah, these ones. And as I said, they're currently in Santa Fe. They're coming to us next. And then that's it. So, are there any questions on that?
What are the dates for that again?
I'm
What are
sorry.
the dates for that again?
I believe it'll be installed October 7th. There will be a dedication ceremony on October 15th at 9:30, maybe 10 in the morning. An email will go out, and there's going to be plenty of press coverage. And a delegation from San Miguel will be coming to speak at the event as well.
Great.
And then, as I said, it will continue through at least November 15th. If it's popular and there's nothing else happening at that time, it can stay up longer. This is the last step on their tour.
Like the babies that stayed.
Yes, but as I said, I think that this is a really wonderful sort of test case to see what works there, art there, temporary art. I think it'd be pretty good. Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay. Sister Cities is done. Anybody have any questions for public art?
What are you doing?
What am I doing? So, well,
What's the latest?
the latest is on our agenda next week. We will have increased art in Old Las Palmas to finish those 3 creatures that we have in place now. They want to bring the other 2 pieces. They're not quite park, but they're park tangent. Ace Memorial Pride Monument, Artscape, Beautiful Shade, and we're also doing the bifurcation of the collection that will be splitting it into pieces that are the public art collection and the cultural art collection. And the cultural art collection will be things that have historic significance, but may not be traditional public art. And some of them are things like this. We have the John Kennedy bust was really only done to designate Kennedy coming here. And it used to be in the Militancos Canyon way, and then they moved it to the airport. I mean, it's art, but it's not art. It really was meant to dedicate something. It's a monument in that sense. It's not meant to inspire you or transport you or be creative in any way. And that's important, but it's not really public art. Something like the Section 14 marker, which is at the corner of Ramon and Sunrise, is just a piece of marble with a plaque on it. And it's meant to dedicate something. It's a monument. It's not art in that sense. And I think by bifurcating them, we will elevate those cultural pieces into more importance rather than just being viewed as lesser art because they're not as creative and people really don't pay attention to them. And then our long-term goal is by doing that, we will say, here's what we have in our cultural collections. And say, you know what, we're missing this piece here. We need something to bring attention to this piece of Palm Springs history. And what's interesting is I've been talking about people from the Historic Society or Historic Preservation said, you know, you need to consider X, Y, and Z. Maybe the Lucy piece isn't art, but she was important. Maybe that goes into the cultural rather than the public art piece. So I think it'll be good when it's done. It's just a lot of work. So,
Who decides which where it goes? I'm just curious.
I'm sorry.
Who's going to decide what's cultural and what?
Well,
Like
we have
Lucy could go both ways.
Well, we have subcommittees that are going to make recommendations. The commission overall will vote, and then everything ultimately goes to council. Everything we do is advisory to council, but we make our recommendation with that. So it's not like I'm going to sit there and be like, nah, I don't like it. And as always, we have our commission meetings the first Thursday of every month, except for this one because it was like a Jewish holiday. So our one is October 9th. And I encourage everybody from Parks Commission to come and attend these meetings. Mr. Brickley is there regularly, but I encourage everybody else to come in and stick in and just sit and watch occasionally. Because we are co-joined commissions in a lot of ways. So the more you can participate, the better.
Gary, where do they take place and what time?
I'm sorry,
Where do they take place and what time?
5:30 p.m. in this room here, first Thursday of every month. Except for, but if there's ever a change, we'll let Nick know and he will send that around. And if there's anything specifically related to discussing with parks, we will also let Nick know in advance and he can formally invite everybody to attend. Any other questions for Sister Cities or? No? Thank you. Excellent.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay, an action item. I did read these rules. I was hoping that somewhere would tell me what was different from what we previously approved.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay,
So,
Because it was like 14 pages.
I know we need a lot of rules here. So the only thing that was changed here is that we noticed after you all adopted this at the last commission meeting, we were missing an inclement weather section. So there were several sections that were missed. So the only items that were added was the items as it relates to inclement weather. So that's poor air quality, wind conditions, and thunder and lightning. And basically what those are just rules that state what staff's kind of protocol is for closing down the swim center in those instances. Obviously, we kind of people in bodies of water when there's a lightning or thunder happening. And so this kind of outlines that a little bit more so our public understands why we are closing the facilities in those harsh conditions. So those are the only changes that were added as part of this update.
So do you need us to make a motion?
Yeah,
to
so we need a
adopt
motion
these?
for you all to officially approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Second.
Okay, do a roll call vote. Chair Moralia,
Approved.
Commissioner Admeyer,
Approved.
Commissioner Davis.
Approved.
Commissioner Diaz. Approved. Commissioner Ferguson. Approved. Commissioner Fine. Commissioner Finland.
Approved.
Commissioner Roddy.
Approved.
Motion approved.
Alright, the next item is action. This is related to the Desert Highland Park Playground Replacement Project. You all may have already seen this out in the press from the Palm Springs Post, or if you participated regarding several meetings that we've had on this project. The next playground that we are replacing is the one at Desert Highland Park. And so we are moving forward with a vendor called Burke, which is the playground manufacturer for this project. So if you can picture Desert Highland Park, the current play structure, it's in two separate areas. We have the 5 to 12 structure that is kind of closer to the restroom area, and then we have the 2 to 5 structure that is closer to the community center. We have roughly about $800,000 in funds related to this project. And so to better get economies of scale for this large project, we are proposing that we combine both playgrounds into one space, which is currently where the 5 to 12 playground area sits, and have a really just beautiful structure for the community to enjoy. This is better to kind of have just if you have family with multiple children at different ages, you're all in one area rather than having them in two separate spaces. And so this is what the proposed park playground project would look like. We are really taking, and we've done a lot of research with our playground manufacturer to pay homage to the community in the Desert Highland Park area. And we have elements that are incorporated into the overall playground design that reflect that. As you know, we've had several community meetings where we gathered input from the Desert Highland Park Gateway Estates community members, and we've adjusted some things as part of that. So this is our kind of final proposed playground that we are hoping to get approval from you all so that we can move that forward and get council approval. But here is the rough structure of what the playground would look like. So this is the 5 to 12 playground area here on this bigger structure here. And as you can see, it has lots of references to the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. which is relatively really close to this park. And so the idea here is that children can go ahead and use these different ramp features. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but basically as they're climbing up the mountain into the tram, and then they sit on this top area right before you go down the slides in what is a cutout of the tram area. And then once you go down the slide, it's as if you are sliding down the mountain and going back into the ground. There's other elements that pay really close attention to Palm Springs via obviously the palm trees itself. There are other interactive panels that are relating to finding desert wildlife throughout the whole play structure. There's references to the windmill, and then there are other references on some of the other panels that say, welcome to Desert Highland Park. Have a reference to the dance and the drill team over at the James O'Jesse Center, and kind of just overall just connecting with the community there. And then here are some other kind of elements to give you a different view of what that looks like. So the playground structure itself includes obviously slides, swings, musical play equipment, other interactive panels for those with special needs, areas that allow them to still be a part of the playground structure itself, but also allow you to retreat and kind of sit in this kind of your own interactive space so that you could calm and get soothed down before going back out and playing out into the overall area. And then there's some other elements as kind of like some seating incorporated into the design as well. And so this is what we are looking to propose to you all to request approval on. And if approved, and ultimately if council approves it, we'll be looking to start this project in early 2026, of course, pending approvals for that. John, anything else that I'm missing on this?
I just wanted to know really quick that you see the little palm tree toppers on the structures. There is a shade structure in the shade class. You can see in those little palm tree toppers. That's something that was created especially for us. We kept saying we want more. So nobody has it; they don't exist. And these will be a brand new, feature for Palm Springs. I'm sure everybody else is going to want once we have them. But and they're made out of the same material the playgrounds made out of. They're durable and they're going to look great. So yeah, just wanted to say on that. And then a lot more inclusive features as well on this one.
Questions? Can I go back one slide? Regarding the handicapped access, is this indicating that this person would be able to come up here and actually slide down the slide after being taken out of a wheelchair?
Yes.
Kind of walk me through it.
Yeah, there are transfer stations. So you can see it more clearly at the bottom of this slide here. And so the idea is that someone can get out of their wheelchair and then utilize themselves to pull themselves up, which is pretty common on inclusive playground designs. And then be able to come down and then slide all the way down and skirt back into your chair. And so there's the same kind of feature here for the ramps that you can easily just roll your wheelchair up into the space. There are these interactive panels, which you can't clearly see here, but on both sides. So you're able to still communicate and play with those panels there before going up into the structure.
There's a communication panel in there as well. That's one of the things we've been asking for.
Communication panel.
So for nonverbal people, they can go and say, I want to slide or I want to swing. They can communicate.
And isn't this the playground that's going to test out the solar lights? I thought I saw something about it there.
It is. That's separate from this project because it's a different manufacturer. But yes, this will be the first playground where we will be testing out lights for this project. And if there are no more questions, we are requesting approval and a motion to go ahead and move this project forward.
Does the commission knows that the community did get final input on this, right? So what we're looking at is what they were like, yes.
Correct.
Okay.
So moved.
We have a second.
I'll second that. Whoever.
Best group, Steve. You can do that, Charlie.
The roll call vote. Chair Moralia,
Approved.
Commissioner Adams,
Approved.
Commissioner Davis,
Approved.
Commissioner Diaz, approved. Commissioner Ferguson, approved. Commissioner Fine,
Approved.
Commissioner Finland,
Approved.
Commissioner Roddy.
Ad hoc committee updates. Okay, start with dog park. So that's me. We had our latest dog park ad hoc meeting. What's today? Monday. So we've been last Thursday. So the community seems to understand that we are in the overseeding process of the David H. Reddy Dog Park. They know that it's going to be a longer period this time because we want the grass to actually germinate completely so that it stays greener longer. I haven't heard any backlash yet. I don't know if you have. I'm still, hopeful that people will go to Duluth and use that dog park. We did have one person on the call who does take his dogs there, right? Correct. So he seemed happy with that as a alternative, if you will. So I think all systems go with dog park at the moment. Pickleball, that's you.
Pickleball. Well, I really don't have anything to add based on what was shared earlier at the meeting. Just that the ad hoc committee is very happy to see the project moving forward. They were glad to see the groundbreaking ceremony take place. And I think we'll just have to give this time as far as progression and what happens during the construction phase. I have an affiliation with the neighborhood organization One Palm Springs. And, those folks from that have reached out to me, and I will be in continuous communication with them just to get some feedback from folks who live in the neighborhood if there's any issues with this transition, this temporary transition, while the construction project is going on, just to make sure that everything is operating smoothly at the temporary site. But happy to see it moving forward. It's been 5 years plus in its progression, and I'm happy to see that we're finally getting this the ball rolling on this project. That's it.
Thanks. Swim Center. Anything from you?
Nothing new at this point, but I have a question on the proposals. Is there like a time frame that we should be getting the proposals in, or is there any sort of
For the swim center building?
yeah for the renovation?
Yes. So, sorry.
No.
Yeah. So, we are taking that to the city council for approval at the October 22nd meeting. Yeah. And so we'll be working with Interactive Design Group. That's Maria Song, we all received that presentation on recently. We need to do an extension to their agreements and then move that forward. So after that meeting in October, we'll have a better sense of timeline.
Excellent. Sounds good. Thank you.
We have public art up there. Nothing has happened yet to my knowledge.
Correct. And we do have an update from the Public Arts Commission. They're not moving forward with establishing their side of the ad hoc committee on their end for public art. They just do not have any other new projects coming online. And so they are going to take this year to really focus more on updating their ordinance, managing their inventory, as you heard Commissioner Armstrong mention, and then looking at completing the maintenance of the projects that are currently along the way. So, but as we have any additional questions or comments as it pertains to public art, specifically in our parks, you can relay that to myself and we'll relay that back to public art. So there's not really much more that we're doing on that ad hoc committee for now until we get further direction if public art is moving any other projects forward.
But they post their agendas just like we do. So if you guys see something on there where you're like, hey, then reach out. I don't remember who's on that, but there's like 3 people, right?
Sure.
Master plan and park enhancements.
Jace told me that I'm on that committee.
Yep.
He told me that basically the Highway Park updates that he gave today are what he would give, so it probably would covered in what we're doing.
Cool.
Well, I have something to add to that.
Go ahead.
Jason and I met with Nick and Nisha. It's been a long time. Before we went on hiatus, and one of the things we brought up was the park desert in the south and east portion of the city. There's just nothing there except the Toppers Creek Golf Course. And we asked if it was possible to, at some point, review the layout of the golf course and see if there's an opportunity to move some holes and maybe free up some space for maybe a dog park. There are an awful lot of people down here in those apartments and condos, and they have really no place to take their dogs. So,
On the golf course. Just kidding.
they do. They're on the golf course all the time.
Trust me, I live right next to it.
So that's gonna be something that's ongoing, not something that's immediate, but we just wanted to open the possibility that we could get, because the number of acres the city wants to increase the parks, goes out to 75 years. So their goal is in 75 years that we're gonna have this many acres of park. But, you know, I don't think the people at the south and east end of the city need to wait that long. So, and they don't need to wait till somebody figures out what to do with the O'Donnell Golf Course after that agreement runs out. So we're looking for ideas to try to move
Cool.
that up.
I like it. That's it for ad hoc, right? Yeah. Do any commissioners have any comments they'd like to make? Go ahead, Mary.
I was speaking with Jace when we were at the pickleball groundbreaking, and we were talking about the Pride Parade and who's going to wants to be involved with whether we're going to walk it or take a convertible. So what we were going to do is just find out from everyone here who is interested in being in the Pride Parade for Parks and Rec. And then I was thinking it'd be really nice. I was going to have T-shirts made for the people who want to be in it. That's going to say Parks and Rec's proud. And I would just need your sizes, and I'm going to take care of that. But what I want to know is how many people want to be in the parade, want to do the parade with us. 1, 2, 3, Jace, 4. Anyone else? It's okay. You don't have to. We just have to figure out car situations. So there's 4 of us. Nick, would you be with us?
I have to work.
You have to work. Nancy, you'll be with us. So there's 5 of us. Okay. Okay. So I'll figure out with you guys your sizes, and you're all good about wearing Parks and Rec proud.
Choose the right color.
You could reach out to Alex too, since she's not here.
She might want to do it
She
too.
wants to do it or
I will reach out to her as well. Okay, that was my question. And my other thing I want to say is that there's 4 of us of September birthdays in here. So I brought donuts. So please, you don't have to eat them now, but take them home for dessert for your children or your spouses or significant others. Please, because I'm not taking all those home. In October. There we go. See, everyone's here. Yes.
Cool. Thanks. Anyone else? Go ahead.
I'd just like to offer, if the group would like to get together outside of these meetings for a social gathering at our home, I would be more than happy to host that, whether it's a barbecue in the backyard or it's just an afternoon on a weekend. If we can all arrive at a date that works well, my husband and I would love to host you and to have something outside of our work and our assignments, just to have an opportunity to be together in the same space. So I'll leave it to the group in terms of what will work. I'm happy to do that.
I mean, we're allowed to do that, right? As long as
Just
we
can't
don't
talk about Parks and Commission.
We have to talk about other things.
Yeah.
I have a couple
I know you
things.
do.
Maybe I can throw some dates that I can share with Riley of maybe something maybe a month or 2 months down the road that might work for folks. This may be leading up into the holidays or right before the holidays. If this interests.
So on Saturday, the 4th, the Palm Springs Blue Zones Project is doing a wellness festival at Wellness Park from 10 to 1.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
The Palm Springs Blue Zones Project is doing a wellness festival in Wellness Park on Saturday from 10 to 1.
Oh, okay. So, if anyone's interested, I'm going to be moderating an author named Chris Colfer for Pride on the Page on November 1st. If you would like to come and meet Chris and get an autographed book and come support,
Where's it happening?
it's going to be at the public library, right, Nancy? Isn't it the library they do Pride on the Page?
No, it's at the cultural center.
That's what I said, was a cultural
You
center.
said
I know.
Cultural Center date
So
and
it's
time again?
November 1st, and there's a whole website called Pride on the Page, and Chris is the headliner on November 1st, Saturday night. I'll be moderating, which is exciting and scary. I think it's 7 o'clock, 7 to 9 or 7 to 10. If anyone's interested.
I know you have something else you want.
Yeah, I'd like to, I knew Bon Shannon. Just like to say a couple things about him. I didn't know him well, but I met him in the early 2000s when he showed up on Sunday morning at Nature's parking lot where we would all meet to ride. A lot of us were doing the AIDS ride, we'd done the AIDS ride, and so these were sometimes pretty strenuous rides, and we weren't sure about Bond. He was kind of, you met him, little guy, and but he came to these meetings and would take off with us and do the whole ride with us. And the only complaint he had was that we never started on time, and we never knew where we were going, and that really bothered him because he was an organized guy and he thought we should have a plan and we never did. So over the years, as the group splintered off and people moved out of the area or got their bikes stolen or whatever, I still ran into Bond riding. We were both still riding and stop and talk. And then when he stopped riding just a couple of years ago, he was still out walking with his little apricot poodle. And I would stop and talk to him and just a nice guy. And he was really still, even though he wasn't riding anymore, he was still into cycling. And in June of last year, he did a community voice for the Coachella Valley Independent called "The City of Palm Springs Should Do More to Address the Needs of Bicyclists," and he called it his Palm Springs Community Bicycling Manifesto. So if you want to get some insight into what Bond was all about, the community voice was June 19th, 2024. And a lot of the things that he addressed were things that the city's already doing through the Sustainability Commission. But there were a few things where he was holding the city's feet to the fire because they had general plan goals and policies about cycling in the 2007 general plan, and he called them out on the fact that not much has been done. So again, he was still, having people be accountable. From when are we going to leave for cycling? Why do you need to eat that donut? And why aren't we getting out of here? To why hasn't the city done what they said they were going to do in their general plan? So that was Bond.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
If I may, I'll make a quick comment. Just want to mention two things. On Saturday, October 18th, Courageous Resistance of the Desert is sponsoring a No Kings Part 2 rally. It'll be held at Sunrise Park from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're expecting a big crowd, so please join us if you're free. I know it's going to be a busy week because we'll be in the midst of things with Modernism Week, but we have this event that's forthcoming, Sunrise Park, October 18th, 4 to 6. Please join us if you can. The other thing I want to mention is on the Saturday before, October 11th, I have affiliation with the Henson House, which is a not-for-profit that's a part of, or I should say on the grounds of Desert Regional Medical Center, and they're having their annual fundraiser, it's being held at Palm Springs Air Museum from 6 to 10 p.m. on October 11th. Henson House is a wonderful organization and was founded back in 2003, and they offer services for family members who have a patient who is at the hospital for an extended stay. So for folks who are traveling, who live in other parts of California, other states in the United States, or other countries, and they need a place to stay based upon meeting minimum qualifications, they meet with a social worker, but they can get housing, temporary housing, while their loved one is being treated and receiving recovering while they're at Desert Regional Medical Center. So it's a home away from home for family members, and it's a very wonderful, loving atmosphere, and people who have been there, taken part of Hanson House and the activities that they offer for those guests who are staying there. People have raved about it. So if you are free as schedule, hansonhouse.org, and you can check out information with regard to tickets, and that's October 11th. Thank you.
Anybody else? I'm dying to eat one of these donuts.
You're good too. Please.
No? Okay. Adjourning the meeting at 6. Oh yeah, sorry. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I motion to adjourn.
Okay, meeting adjourned at 6:32.
Everyone take some donuts, especially if you have children.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.